What's going on, guys? Hope y'all are out there killing it on a Monday in your junk removal business. What I want to talk to you today about is cold calls. Cold calls, it's a lost art. A lot of people aren't doing it. It's all I've been doing today. I've been on the phone, not for junk doctors. I've placed thousands of cold calls for junk doctors. But today was about Junk Removal Authority. Spoken with about 20, or called about 20 different companies so far. I say it's all I've been doing today. It's not all I've been doing, but it's the biggest thing I've been doing today. I've called about 20 companies so far, and got 2 interested. One, we hadn't collected the money, but I'm pretty sure he's going to let us manage his AdWords campaign, and we're super excited about that and what we can do for his business. Now, those 20 companies, before we start talking about cold calls and how you need to place cold calls, the other thing everybody's got to do is answer your damn phone. Of those 20 calls we've made, I think only 8 of them have answered the daggone phone. What the hell? Guys, junk removal is a convenience service. It's not something somebody has to have. If you don't have a lot of previous customers, if you're new, unless they're a previous customer, they're going to get to your site, and chances are they ain't going to leave a message. They're just going to go down the next line, and they're going to call until somebody finally answers. They're ready to get scheduled right then and there. If y'all can't answer your phone, you're going to miss out on a bunch of business. So if you can't answer it, get your wife to answer it, get your girlfriend to answer it, get your brother, your sister, your mother, whoever to answer the daggone phone to book business. Or you can go with the JRA call center, $20 per book job. Just book jobs. So if we take calls and they don't schedule, if they ask about price and they call you later and they book with you, then we don't get paid. We only get paid when a job books. $20 per book job. You can send as much or as little calls at whatever time you want to send them to us, and we'll take them, answer them, and get them booked up. But on to cold calling. You've got to be doing it. Yeah, cold calling is not dead. Yeah, some of these marketing companies and I'll put out these articles saying that cold calling is dead. It's not. It's fake news. Cold calling is still very much alive. Cold calling it can piss you off. It can be demoralizing. You hear a lot of no's. It really toughens you. Matter of fact, when I have a kid, all my kids are going to place cold calls at some point or another because it helps build your confidence. It helps you get used to hearing no and yet working your way through it until you hear a yes. So calling realtors, pro organizers, estate companies, apartments, etc., fencing companies. Surprisingly, we have several contractors that work with us that take down old fencing and build and put up new fencing. They're actually good contacts, so call them up. Now, when you place that call, do just a little bit of research. You need to know the owner's name if at all possible, and then know what location they're at and know kind of what they do, what kind of services they offer. But spend about 3 minutes researching a company before you call it. Then just pick up the phone and roll right into a pre-planned pitch. Now, the pitch doesn't have to be super firm or strict, but you need to have an idea of what you're going to say if they answer, what you're going to say if it goes to voicemail, which it seems like nobody answers the phone, and what you're going to say if a gatekeeper like a secretary answers it, or if it's the business owner that answers it. So you have all that planned out. But let's say if the business owner answers, if you're calling a professional organizer, you say, this is kind of how this call needs to go. They pick up the phone. Let's say I'm calling Ann. Ann picks up the phone. Hello, Ann. This is Lee with Junk Doctors Junk Removal and Hauling. The reason for my call today is a lot of our customers are in need of professional organizing services, and a lot of your customers are in need of junk removal. What I'd love to be able to do is take you out for a cup of coffee on me and meet you and discuss how our 2 companies might be able to work together and create a lot of value for each other. Would you be willing to meet with me? There you are. That's all there is to it. That's a good, confident pitch. It presents value to them. There's no cost at all to them other than a little bit of their time. And, you're willing to come meet them in person. So that's a very, very good cold call script. Now, one of the things you never want to do on a cold call is you never want to answer and say, hello, Ann, this is Lee with Junk Doctors. How are you today? Listen, that how are you today, everybody knows that's just a bunch of bullshit. You don't care. I'm not your friend, man. I'm not your friend yet anyway. I don't care how you're doing, and they know that. So just roll right into it. The reason for my call today is X. Have an email. There are a lot of people that's going to tell you, send it to my email. What you do on that is you need to have an email already put together and say, okay, certainly, what's your email address? And are you in front of a computer right now so you can pull this up and we can talk it over? Go ahead and roll right into that. Talk over the email. Try and keep them on the phone. A lot of times the email thing is just a cop-out. If they're not in front of a computer, you could ask, I'll tell you what, do you have a cell phone? I could just text you the information right now. We can look at it over text message. Would that work? Some people will go with it, some people won't. But just try and keep them on the phone and make your pitch until you achieve your desired outcome. Cold calling, you're going to get a lot of rejection. If you convert 1 out of every about 15 people you talk with, that's great. And it's not going to be 1 out of every 15 calls. So 80% of your closings actually occur between the 5th and the 12th contact with a particular customer. So follow-up's huge. Have you a good CRM, a customer relationship management software, Constant Contact, Salesforce. There's something dozen out there. Just research them, find the ones you want. Make sure you enter in alerts, hey, in a schedule, hey, I need to call these people back on this certain day. I told them I'd do this. Record how the conversation went so you have just a log of everything you know about that customer. And make sure you keep your deadlines. When you say you're going to call somebody, call them. Don't enter it into your CRM when you're making the calls. Just have an old-fashioned notepad. Just jot notes down as you work your way down the list. And then at the end of the day, after you're done making calls, enter everything into your CRM all at once. Cold calling is great when you're slow. So business isn't going to always just come to you. AdWords, a well-run AdWords campaign will bring you a lot of business, but there's still going to be downtime. There's still going to be slow time where you really have nothing going on when you're new. That's when you need to be picking up the phone, making those calls. And even if it takes you 2 hours and you book up one job in 2 hours, that's one job you would have otherwise not gotten, and that was 2 hours you otherwise would not have been working. So it's a win-win situation for everybody involved. The last thing I will tell you when you make that cold call is put in your mind and say, I'm the one in control here. I'm the one that's bringing value to this particular customer. I'm doing them a favor by placing this call and letting them know about my service. My service is so good, it's going to make their life easier. It's going to save them money. They're going to be able to be a lot more productive. Have reasons in mind. Be 100% committed to those reasons. Pick up that call. You're doing them a favor. And if you're that confident, then you're going to get sales for sure. Not just maybe, for sure. And then follow up. Deal with the rejection. There's going to be a rejection. Deal with it. Follow up until you turn that no into a yes. This has been Lee with Junk Removal Authority, 919-466-9322, 919-466-9322. Follow me on YouTube, please. Subscribe to Junk Removal Authority on YouTube below. And you can always email me any comments, questions, concerns, complaints, whatever you want to send me. Email me, lee@junkremovalauthority.com, lee@junkremovalauthority.com. We'll be talking to you before you know it. Hope you found all kinds of value in this video on cold calling.